v- homework. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a button. This one. Boing, 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 boing.
Boing.
Is it true that you can now see?
Yes.
You got it. It's
Wonderful. This is good review, very healthy. If you don't know the answers, it's okay. But I think it's very helpful what we did in the last class gave us an overview of the work we're going to be doing for many years to come. So it's nice to put your thinking shoes on or your listening shoes on or your remembering navigating shoes on. Our author divides up the whole of the book with the exception of three topics. He already covered the opening praise. He covered the pledge to complete the work, and he covered some verses at the very conclusion of the commentary on accurate perception. Now he's going to cover the rest of the book. So how does our author, Geshe Yeshe Wangchuk, divide the rest of the book into two topics? What are those topics? What chapters do we find those topics in? And as way of a hint, I will ask you for the Tibetan term for a path upon which we travel, a path that we travel upon.
Total silence.
I did hear the word lam, and of course that is part of it. So what about the traveling?
Drew? I don't know. Drew?
Drew.
I'm Dupa.
It's not crazy or correct.
Hey, Ben, how come when
Yes.
you have a presentation class, it's noisy, and when you have a discussion class, it's silent?
It's interesting. If I can just make sure that no one knows the answer, I'll offer money.
Oh, you are. Dripping lung, dripping lung.
Gope lam. Okay, boss, I owe you big money. Yeah, Gope lam is the right answer. So, and then this relates somehow to our divisions. Let's divide the book up into two. Anyone?
I don't know. Learning logic and the path we travel to learn it or something?
Well,
about Rangdun and Shendun?
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was gonna guess.
oh,
Logic
that's nice.
first.
Yeah. So, what is Rang Dun? What are we gonna do? What would be a nice dun for our Rang? What do we need?
Hapse.
Logic
Mm,
for ourselves,
yeah. For what? In order
for
to
achieving
what?
our wishes.
Our own goals?
Yeah. Like what?
Like
My God.
enlightenment, nirvana, becoming an Arya?
Yeah. Yeah. And the Gupe Lam for getting there would be great. And then once we do that,
Everyone
For
else's?
others.
yeah, then how do we get everyone else there?
Nice.
So, how about the divisions? How much time do we spend? How many chapters will we spend on that first topic?
Isn't it 3 chapters on us and 1 chapter on them?
Yes, because I'm the worst of all of us, and so we need a whole 3 chapters to fix Ben, and
Yay.
then just one little chapter should finish everyone else off. Sounds good to me. Okay, so that's
Wait.
our yes. I'm waiting.
So doesn't no one ever get to the last chapter?
Mm. We're gonna be the first.
Okay, thanks.
So what are the 3 divisions offered for the first of those 2 sections? Again, the first of those 2 sections we see here is how we come to understand what is freedom, okay, what is liberation, and how we get there. So how would we divide that? Which chapters cover which of those topics? In fact, we're going to divide that into 3. So I want you to divide that into 3 for me. You'll be shocked at which chapter covers which. Not really. And as way of a hint, would you tell me, no primary translators may answer this question, the names for hidden and obvious? And if you have a text that you are translating as a part of this program, you can't answer. Hidden and obvious.
Somebody said Kokir.
Great, and that's obvious, right?
Right. What's obvious?
It's surely in the chat by now. Let's see. Oh, there, Oscar. I was just waiting for you. That's good. One of these days, I'm not going to let Oscar answer, but today we needed him. So great. Now that you have this handy dandy hint, how will we divide the first of these two major sections into three? How do we divide coming to understand what is freedom as well as the path for traveling to freedom? How will we divide that into three topics?
Our translator is still accepted, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you right, that's true. Guhya. And speaking of Guhya, Christina Kasika, the first of these three relates to Guhya or Kokir. How do we come to see? Or how does one come to see? Maybe would be convenient. How does one come to see what is hidden? And then, right, well, no, I'm telling you the answer is the first of these three is how do we come to see what is hidden? And this is presented in the first chapter. Okay, so the first chapter is going to be, okay, in our process of coming to understand what is freedom and the path for getting there, we're going to need to come to see what is hidden. Because we can't see freedom yet. I can't see freedom yet, but we can use these techniques like logic for seeing in the meantime what it is and how to get there. And then the next will be an explanation then of that thing which you come to see by the power of the techniques for seeing hidden reality. Once you learn to see hidden reality, you come to see freedom, omniscience, and the path for reaching them, as Word said earlier. That'll be the second chapter. The third chapter, then, you must have figured out by now, will be how one comes to see
obvious reality.
Obvious reality?
Excellent. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, great.
That was from Gil.
And of course, this seemed confusing because I don't think I need any help seeing obvious reality, but maybe we can talk about the process. My guess is he's going to explain to us how it is I do it, because I don't know how I do it. I just kind of do it. Maybe that means the way we see obvious reality is hidden. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. So how will we divide that first topic then? Which is what again? It's on the screen?
Focus.
What's
No.
hidden?
Yeah. How will we divide that in this book? By the way, no primary translators may answer this question. Give the Tibetan word, this is a good hint, for that thing which is the very foundation of deduction.
Tibetan name? Tompangi.
No.
No.
Oscar, you get a chance before I let the primary translators in.
Magic?
Yeah, it's related. Primary translators.
Mm.
Oh, Utpala's giving. Upala knows the answer. She's giving you hints to help you, so she could just say it by now.
A rikpa or
Dark.
Sound. It's a changing thing because it's made.
What did
So-
Upala just give you? Yes, Geshe.
syllogism?
Yeah, a syllogism. What'll be our how
Shellac.
about in Tibetan?
Tak? Tak?
Back.
Dot can be or else probably thought we're gonna mostly use to refer to the third part of a syllogism. I suspect we will have to see, but I think when we were
Tensik?
great, you're hired. I like it. Tensei, right? Right. So that was a big hint. What are the two topics we're going to cover?
Yikes.
The first one is
Logical statements?
great. Which are the
Foundation? Foundation?
of
Logic?
great
Deduction?
of deduction of jepaksema of deductive accurate perception is based on tensik, is based on reasoning, logical statements. Okay, so we're going to spend a lot of time on that, but as he's wont to do, he's actually going to skip forward to cover the second section in the first section of coming to see what is hidden. He's going to cover what this is weird. If someone knows, I'll be so impressed. Oh, look, Utpala, of course. What is that, Utpala?
It's a back S-words reason.
Yeah. It seems specifically he's going to show us those sorts of mistaken reasonings, which are the mark of the dummies, the mark of the foolish. They wear like a tattoo upon their forehead, so that you may know them and not hire them for customer service jobs. Okay. So here's he goesies. Dangbo Shindu Mangwe Oktu Shipar Cheto. So, since the first of those two sections that we mentioned above, which are Densik reasons, which are the basis of deductive valid perception, is going to be a huge darn section. We're going to cover that later. We'll give a detailed explanation below. Okay.
That's too easy. That's too easy. Go to something more.
Don't
hard.
worry. This is then here we are. Nipa lokto lumboi taksu tembe ni liu dangboi zok samsu. The second topic, then, a lesson on the mistaken reasoning, or the sort of mistaken reasoning that is the mark of the foolish, the sign of dummies, will occur at the very end of the first chapter.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Okay. Now, here's that verse at the end of the first chapter he quotes here. Okay, so ringje tsema tang ni geje my your faces geje ma tule kun de tang ni rik me dek dikpa shomchir dungwa tsom she pa lumbo shedab chelwe dak na yin.
Number Chavita. I just mentioned the Marty Punish. Okay.
So
yeah,
please.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I tried. I mean, Shedab Chelwa seemed to be like screwed up, like jumbled up wisdom. So I tried to say like distortions of wisdom or something because I felt hesitant to call it wisdom since it's backwards. And then these are the 5 dot or marks or signs of those sorts of mixed up forms of wisdom that we associate with lumbos, turkeys, dummies, the foolish.
Yeah,
Um,
good. It can also be, I mean, don't forget that when he's saying talks here, talk, it could be referring to what?
Could also mean reasons.
Yeah, reasons. So it's kind of playing between what's the Sanskrit here for talks?
Should be here probably lakshana.
Yeah, he's using linga.
Oh, sorry, of course, it's right here in front of me. Hey, linga.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it could be a sign of a foolish person,
Mhm.
or it could be a reason given by a foolish person. And I think it's an intentional pun, right?
Yes.
Let's go. Rikche Tsema.
Okay, yeah, this is taking the Vedas as being accurate perception or a means of accurate perception.
Yeah, I would say in this case, Tsema is more general, meaning accurate, just that they are accurate. Yeah. Don't
Okay.
forget, Tsema can just mean accurate.
Okay. Yeah.
And this game was very difficult for me.
Yeah, me too.
The Tengyur is wrong, and Geshe Yeshe Wangchuk is correct, according to the Sanskrit, which is Kasya.
Right.
And it means in Sanskrit it's possessive, but in Tibetan it has to be instrumental. So it is Aung-ga aga, which means some of them. And then he made it instrumental with an S. So by some of them, okay, gay, okay, and it's very unusual. So people got messed up even in the early Tengu days. So it means here some people say by by that. Some people say it was created, and we're gonna get the next sentence in your commentary is gonna explain this verse. Okay. Let's go to. Did you do the next sentence, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, they're gonna say some people say somebody made the world. Okay. Yeah. And that there's some people say there's a creator.
Okay, so it's some people, not some creator.
Yeah. The instrumental is for the verb ma. Okay. Some people say that was the creator, but we don't know what yet.
Okay.
Then some people say that, yeah, bathing where?
I would assume at the base of the steps, these are the mutekpas, the guys who step down into the river to wash themselves.
Yeah, the Tirthakas. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rigmed Berk. Yeah. The arrogant promotion of caste. That's a beautiful translation. And it's a correct translation. It probably should have been RIGS, wouldn't it?
Right. Yeah. Now, of course, luckily we had Jati here, so I trusted that.
Yeah, and I think that should be RIGS, meaning the class that you are born into.
Right.
Ja means gene.
Yeah.
Genetic comes from that. Okay.
Tempted to put in a.
Let's see where the commentator says. Let's see what the commentator says.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and Jack does mean to be arrogant. Yeah, and it is certainly a 2,000-year disease in India. Yeah, and it's still going on. It's still going on, big time. Number 5, Dikba Shomchir. Yeah, good. Good. Yeah. What's the Shom mean?
Shom like to exhaust or remove
Destroy? Like jump?
No, I'm talking about the Tsom. Tsom.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, it seemed like it just meant to like carry it out.
Yeah. Yeah. It just means to undertake. Yeah. To undertake self punishment, hurting
Mhm.
yourself
Yeah,
for
right.
like whipping your back or something. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I didn't really carry that here. I see. That's
Okay.
helpful.
Now it's good. Everything else is good. Everything
Okay.
else.
Okay, I'm gonna drop it.
Yeah, and we had to go to the end of the first chapter to get that verse. Why? Because
Yeah.
first he explains throughout the whole chapter, he explains
How we see hidden reality.
intelligent reasoning, and then he gets to the end and he explains unintelligent
Yeah, right.
unintelligent thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, right.
what he says in his commentaries, he says, look, explaining intelligent reasoning to you is a long story.
Mm.
And we've got the rest of the book to do that. But I can explain the stupid reasoning to you right away, and let's get it out of the way. So he goes to the end of the first chapter and starts explaining stupid ideas by people who do not think clearly. That's the idea. They don't think clearly. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, boss. I've just been
Yeah.
reading a little bit about the history of the book, and some people have this theory that once upon a time the first chapter might have been a standalone book because it's the only one that he wrote a commentary to. And of course I feel like this is the chapter on reasoning and how to make reasons is of course what he's sort of most famous for.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about getting to study it.
Yeah. And by the way, there's no real resolution. I mean, what happened 1500 years ago?
Yeah, right.
Don't really know, but there's a lot of ideas about it. Let me see where you are. Here you are.
What happens in ancient India stays in ancient India.
Yeah, probably even at the time. Okay. Yeah, I struggled with the gay because it has nothing to do with crack open, of course. It's just the instrumental on top of Gashik.
I just used the cost sheet from the
Yeah.
Sanskrit was
Yeah.
helpful. Thank you to Aisha and David Regal and
God bless Aisha.
Santosh, who are working so hard to provide us with reliable Sanskrit to double check.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to explain it. Do you want to read this first part with number one, Shepe?
Sure. Shepe tikchede jupawa la sopa namchok chikla milue ringje temar de patang. Am I remembering that, boss, that you said that for some reason they say ringje there sometimes?
I'm sorry. Oh, no, they don't. Not that I know of.
Okay.
There is a different reasoning. Yeah, Ringje. Yeah, not this one, I think.
Okay.
This Sikche.
Yeah, this verse.
Yeah, this verse, which is a little bit, it's short, so it's hard to understand. And I have bolded the
Root text.
root text of the verse. Who wrote it?
Master Dharmakirti.
Yeah, at the end of the first chapter. We went straight to the end of the first chapter. What's a Chipawa?
I think it's a Mimamsaka, an analyzer we called them in the Great
Yeah.
Ideas book.
Yep, a Mimamsa, which was one of the many Hindu schools. It's called Mimamsa. And they were important in those days, 15 centuries ago. It was a big deal, like Republicans or something. They were important at the time. Not so now, okay? Things change in every country. So Chipawa means, by the way, I've noticed myself that this is often misspelled. Sapatapaya tachana rochota, okay? even everywhere, all over the place. Okay, which would mean activist or something. But mimamsa means examiner. So this is the correct one. Chokchikla means what?
Uh, like at
In, ag-
at together
in agreement?
I would take it as exclusively here. Okay. Meaning they say the only exclusive source of truth.
Oh,
The
nice.
exclusive, yeah, completely or exclusively true thing, which will never fail you, right? Is the Vedas. So
Okay.
they believe there's only one kind of pramana, and it has nothing to do with perception. It's
Yeah.
not valid logic. It's not unrarawa eyesight. Okay, undrawn.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
they say the real sema, the real pramana, is whatever the Veda says, that's truth. What you see, you can trust it or maybe not. What you think, you can trust it or maybe not. But the Vedas, you can trust. Okay, that's sema, that's pramana.
Mhm.
Okay, they say. Then what?
Like we dakla sok what is this us and
Well, I'm going to
others?
ask. We're obviously into other schools
Okay.
besides Buddhist schools. So when they talk about a dak, if you translate it into
Okay. Atma,
yeah, some big atma who's takpa,
who's unchanging,
yeah,
permanent,
unchanging,
forever.
creating the world or something, big dak, big atman, okay, or a couple guys like that, instrumental, a couple
Oh
of guys,
yeah.
a couple of unchanging dudes like
Yeah.
God, Jehovah, come whatever you want. They made all the debuts.
All results come
Yeah,
from some guy like that.
yeah, some guy in heaven made everything in a day or whatever, 6 days, whatever. Okay, and he never
Mhm.
changed, but he made unchanging. He never changes, but he made changing things anyway.
Mhm.
How that could happen is interesting. Okay, read this next one.
Bapteki tu jepale chupewa.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah.
Translate.
Yeah, they yeah, they wash themselves on stools or on or well, I guess we say on a ghat, right? On the steps
Yeah.
descending into the river. Um and then they say that this is like a great practice of like a religious practice, a dharma
Yeah, you get
for
more religious the more time you sit in the Ganges.
uh,
All
for
right.
increasing goodness or increasing your
Yeah, yeah.
virtue.
That's the way to practice religion. Okay. Sit in that water. Okay, number 4. Yeah.
Is the bop just to sit or place yourself on the stool?
Yeah, it means sit down. Take means a support. Yeah, and so it means sit down on a stool which is submerged in the Ganges River. Okay, which is actually stones that go down like a foot, and you can sit on them, and you get religious there. You get religion by sitting in this water. Okay, okay. And number 4.
Yeah.
You want to have
Yendemiki.
someone? You
Sure,
want
I
to have?
do. I do. That's nice. Word, can I hire you to pick one of your minions?
Yep. Who's here?
The word army.
Tracy's dying to read.
Mm.
Keyword. Yunten me kyang tram se rik yin shipa sam le drek pa.
Nice.
Cool.
Your reading is really good, and I'm very impressed. even though they don't have yin dance.
Yeah, even without any good qualities of their own, still the Brahmin caste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I don't know. Only them. Whatever. Only.
Oh,
Yeah. They're the.
they feel pride in the simple act of being able to say, "I'm a Brahman.
Oh,
I'm a,
sure.
I'm higher caste." Okay.
Yeah.
They think that's
I
enough to
see.
say that they are superior race,
Mhm.
right? Of any
Mhm.
flavor. Okay. Superior.
Right. Rick here, by the way, spelled correctly.
Yeah. Yay. Okay. Yeah, just on the basis of race or class, you are better. That kind of opinion is among the Lumberdoc.
Is among the marks or the reasoning of the turkeys of the foolish.
Proof of stupidity. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He calls it proof of stupidity. All right. We're getting there. Okay. Who's gonna read, Mr. Ben? This is a long one.
Oh, Tracy didn't get very long. That it seemed like we
Aw.
deserve the joy of getting to hear her read a little more.
Doing this on camera. Yeah, get in trouble.
Five. This one? Okay.
Please.
Semhi dik shom chir dung se sumpar chongwa sok dung pa kunla tsun pa chetak nga dang dempa namni sherab chalwe lumpo yimpar ten pao.
Nice.
Mm.
Amazing. Did you fall on your head or no, never mind. Okay. In order to shomba the dikpas of their them, Ben.
Yeah, to get rid of the negativities of their mind.
Good. In order to clean bad deeds from their mind, they will chongwa onto a dung, which has sesum.
Yeah, they'll jump onto a trident, like a three-pointed, I don't know, spear.
Yeah, and by the way, there's the way my teacher taught it to me is you get extra points if you commit religious suicide in this school. And you have to take a trident, a three-pronged spear, and the prong should be offset, one higher, two lower, and you put them you dig a pit, and you put the spear down in the pit with the point up, and then you have to jump at exactly the right angle for it to go through the two shoulders and the forehead at the same moment, and then you reach nirvana. It destroys all your bad deeds, but nobody could confirm it.
Yes, it's
Probably they taught it to their enemies as a spiritual practice.
it's a technique for getting rid of people with poor reasoning.
Yeah. And here's another dung, but a different prefix letter.
The M dung
Oh.
means spear. The G dung means torment or something.
Yeah, good. Dung with a G is a verb that means to cause pain. And dung with an M, which is prenasal, dung, they are not pronounced the same, means a spear. Okay. So they torment themselves with these spears, and they really tsumba.
They really try.
Yeah, they try all kinds of different ways to cause themselves physical pain, and they think that purifies your bad deeds or something, which I guess it would to some extent. These are the 5 signs of a foolish person. Yeah. Which indicate, Demba, that you are an idiot. Okay.
Yeah.
And here's that misspelling of me. Yeah.
Well, boss, how would you translate shut up Chawa?
Well, there's a huge debate in the Abhidharma that that ants have shiram because
Oh.
it means intellect at any level. So
Mhm.
that's, you know, but I agree that I would call it defective wisdom or something like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's almost a contradiction of terms. I agree. I agree with your
Okay.
opinion. Yeah. When it's like that, when I have a case like that, I'll call it like in the Semchung, in the mental functions section, when they reach Shiram, I will put, if it's meant as a general mental function of all living beings, I will put intelligence.
Mhm.
And the idea is that all beings have some level of intelligence. Even ants will try to find the hole in your wall, right?
Mhm.
And eat stuff in your house. Where did that happen recently? Oh yeah, we're not going to mention that. Okay. Here's Ben's Drupta. Ben's Siddhanta text is a wonderful resource for all these ideas. And if you don't have a copy, you're a loser. And it's called, what's it called?
Great ideas in the East.
Of the East. And I use it constantly. I use it every couple of days because it's a great resource book. It's a reference book. And we're reading, for example, Vimalakirti Sutra. And we've been using Ben's book every day for that because it's a great resource. It's a great reference book. And it was a lot of trouble to finish it. But now you can use it for many other books, to study many other books. And these are the seventh category of eternalists. Why they believe that things last forever or something like that. Here's a study, by the way, Ben, of mistakes that people made for Mimamsa. You know, so there's one mistake, two mistakes. You know, it's not infrequent. Anyway, yeah.
I think they make that mistake because it's both in Sanskrit, they're both charya. Ch and ch are both charya. Vicharya and charya.
Vichara, maybe Vicharya, but it could be. But I think the correct one would be DPYLD, I think. Chipa, examiner, right? I feel like that would be that's the one I want to use. Okay, now we're ready to start your book, Ben.
Okay, wow.
I keep saying that, don't I?
You do.
Who's gonna read?
Word, would you pick another member of your posse?
Yeah. Claudia wants to try.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you. Sad chat dank po depa di ten dan sikshat palasum dan sig dan dag ki sanit dan san shi dewa. San Shila San Ni Je Jet Ki San Ma Shad Pao.
Yay! Nice.
Cool.
You got better in the last week. Subject, by the way, traditionally mispronounced as
Sapche.
Yeah, it means a topic in an outline. Okay, so or the whole outline. So subject dump here is first topic in our whole outline is the then of J-pop.
Yeah, is the thing upon which deduction relies.
Good. The basis of deduction, which is dancing.
syllogisms or logical statements.
Nice. I'm going to explain them in three parts.
Yeah.
First, I'll give you the seni of a yandak tensei.
The definition of a correct syllogism.
Including the tenshi of that.
The quintessential example or
Yeah,
something?
classic example. I'll give you the definition of a good, and I'll give you some classic examples. Second, I'll give you the yewas.
Well, the divisions of correct syllogisms.
And I would distribute the tensei yandaki to each of these three, right? Of a correct, the
Cool.
division of correct syllogisms. And then methods.
I see. And then explaining the
Go ahead.
Yeah, the methods of coming to see the methods of coming to see that these classical examples meet that definition of a correct syllogism.
Yeah, confirming that the parts of the definition do fit the classical examples of correct reasons. Okay, cool.
Cool. And now we start the text.
Now we start the text, and he starts viciously. So here we go.
Okay. Word, if you would peer into your entourage.
Well, we better cut this up. Let me see.
I'll look in. Who's here?
Cut this up into little tiny bites.
It just got easier. You can pick one of your duller students. Word.
There's no such thing.
Just kidding.
He doesn't have any.
Of course not. Well, then you can pick an extra smart one who earned a break.
Oscar.
Okay.
He's translating.
Oh, he's translating.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay,
I thought
sorry.
you picked him because he can do both at once.
And Yuan.
Okay, thank you. I was just thinking that you're gonna call me.
Wrong.
Thang po shet ma nam trao ni set ma kun le tu sop tango rimi trawa.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Wow. Semanumdo, Ben.
The commentary on accurate perception.
Its korim is not the same as semakuntu.
Oh, it's the order that it's laid out in is not the same as the order of the compendium on accurate perception.
So who's not matching who? Names.
Oh, well, Master Dharmakirti did not match the previous author, Master Dignaga, upon whom he based his work.
Dharmakirti is presenting his chapters in a different order than his teacher did. Okay. We need another reader word.
And keep going.
Okay. J Pak Tang Poshet Sing De Yang Tak La Tene Kia Go Pe Tok Ma Sur Sum Yin Par Tak Yang Dak Ni San Yi Tang.
Yay, wow.
Cool.
Thank you.
These are awesome. I don't know. There must be some Chinese medicine they're taking. I don't know. Okay. First he shepa jepak sema, Ben.
First he explained deductive accurate perception,
Yeah, deduction, which is then on top.
which depends on reasoning or
Yeah.
reasons.
First we discussed accurate reasoning, which depends on a reason. Okay,
Mhm.
so therefore, Tokmar,
First,
yeah, which by the way, docs here probably means syllogism, I'm afraid. Okay.
okay. Uh-oh. All right.
We'll see. Okay. Then
Yes.
but by the way, here's one of the most important sentences in your book.
Yes,
System-
Sosoyimba. Yeah, the
Trans-
definition of a correct reason is one which possesses the three qualities or tests,
Yeah, or I like to call it three relationships. Okay.
three relationships, of course.
A correct reason must contain in it three relationships. So I'll give you a correct reason, and Ben's going to tell you the three relationships. Let's take sound. It's changing because it was produced by, an instrument or a voice or something like that. What
So
are the three relationships?
the first is the relationship between the subject and the reason, which in this case is that sound is made by an instrument or the like.
Does that reason hold in this case?
It
Does
does.
that relationship hold? Relationship number one holds. Number one is number three. Sound is a produced thing by voice or an instrument, something like that. What's the second relationship?
The second is that if it is true, if the reason is true about something, then the assertion must be true of it, which in this case is that it is in fact true that if something is made, such as through an instrument or something, then it must indeed be changing.
Yeah, good. Technically, you'd have to say not the whole drupja, but the drupje chu. The quality asserted, not the whole assertion. Okay, so the reason
Yes.
must have a relationship with the quality that we're asserting. In this case, it's if something is made, it must be changing. Third one, Ben.
Yeah, then the third one is if it is not true to say if it's not true to apply that quality applied in the assertion. In this case, if it's not true that something is changing,
Yeah.
then it must also not be accurate to apply that reason to it. It must not be a thing which is made, such as by an instrument or the like.
Yeah, nice. Now, I mean, the only way I can always remember this is if one, three. One is three.
One is
One
three.
is if three, two. Okay, one is
Yeah.
three. If three, two. If not two, then not
Not
three.
three. Right.
And just remember those three things, and you'll be okay for the rest of the book. Okay, if one, three. One is three. If three, two. If not two, not three. Okay, and then if you just remember those three, you'll be okay for the next 60 years with Ben Kramer.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So first we're going to talk about those three relationships are the definition of airtight logic. When you're fighting with your boyfriend or girlfriend, there you go. If you can prove
Yes.
those, she'll definitely agree.
Kiapa Machong.
Kelly Muncher, I knew somebody's going to say that.
Boss, can we verify? I'm sorry, can I clarify why he says Ke Gupe here?
Show me where that is.
I'm sorry. Oh, you were there. Go. I'm sorry. There we go.
Oh, no, you're right. You can only generate, if you want to use that
Yeah.
bad word, you can only generate a correct deductive perception based on a reason or based on a syllogism. Okay.
Okay. So you need it in order
Yeah.
to bring up a jepaksema based on
Yeah, the day refers to the J-Pak sema at the beginning of the
Uh-huh.
sentence. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Who's next, Ben?
Who's next word?
Let me see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who likes to torture? Chloe loves it. Chloe,
Come on, Chloe.
she there?
Here she goes. She's getting serious. You guys are in trouble. Curse.
Tak yang tak la sungko nar ke patang.
Nepa.
Mhm.
Ke patang.
Stay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think she can do some more words.
Yeah, you can be sure that that these are the only three that you need for a correct reason.
Nope. Translate. Here's the translation. Diane
again?
docs.
Diane Duck's
Diane
correct.
doc. Sum kona.
Oh, there are only three types of Diane Duck?
Good. Yeah, there's only three general types of correct reasons.
Oh, great. Okay.
They are Rangshingi Diane doc. Mami
Oh.
Diane. Was it Jebu Diane doc? Jeta. Rangshingi doc. Jeta. And Mami doc.
Cool. Okay. Right. So they are yeah, reasoning that to be one thing is to be the other.
That's 2 and 3 are this to be 3 is to be 2.
And then reasoning based on the fact that something is missing. You don't see something that what other
That's actually a third one, but that's okay.
Mamikbe doc, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Proof of why something is not there.
Okay. And then Drebui doc, did you say?
Yeah. Proof of why a
thing must be there because it's a result or something.
Yeah, because the cause is there. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Now who's next, Wordy? Oh, we're gonna do some more suffering here with Chloe.
Good.
Okay. Please do see.
Sum do rang nge trang nge pei yu ten.
Go backwards, Ben.
The reason I don't know, by which you can be sure or something that there are only three?
Fixed.
When you see nge with a number, it probably means
exactly.
Yeah,
three?
no more, less. No more, no less. Yeah. Why is there only 3 kinds of correct reasons? No more, no less.
Okay.
Go, Chloe.
Oh.
Dun 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 dun.
Ndrawala ni sum nge patang.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there are only 2, there are exactly 2 relationships?
Yep, there's only 2 possible relationships in the universe. Okay. What are
causal or
cause and effect. Cause and effect is one. Cause and effect is one. What's the identity?
To be one thing is to be the other. Yeah.
Yeah. To be one is to be the other. To be a changing thing is to be a thing. That's a relationship. To be, and the relationship between a seed and a tree. There's only 2 possible relationships in the universe.
That's Chichedra.
Okay. That's a long story. But generally Chichedra is one of those. The one of identity, by the way. Okay, last one, Chloe.
Su sama in pai pe tak nang hak par nang du ten batla.
Yeah, give me yeah.
Yeah.
Yin.
Good.
Yin.
Yin.
Good. I want a good old American Y. Okay. No Chinese Y's. Say yin.
Yin.
Not in. Okay, not in. Okay, good. What's that say, Ben?
It seems like something like an explanation of how there do appear reasons that don't have the three relationships.
He's going to demonstrate that Susum Mayimbas are Taktarnam.
Or Dak Darnang. Oh, Dak Darnang. I didn't know that term. I see. So Dak Darnang means like a apparent reason, which means a bad one.
Fake or incorrect, right, Tarnang?
Yeah, now in logic, okay,
Yeah.
etymologically, Tarnang means looks like,
Yeah,
like,
right.
looks as though. Nang
Yeah.
means here, tar means
Mhm.
as though. Etymologically, it means to appear as if. But in the study of logic, it always means false,
Cool.
incorrect logic. So forget the pieces of Tarnam and make it a new word in your head. It just means bad logic.
Cool.
The kind your partner always uses. Okay? Tarnam. Okay, forget the pieces of it. Okay. Although the pieces are interesting. Okay,
They
so
are.
the definition of a bad reason or a bad argument is Tsusa Mayimba.
Yes. Is a reason which does not possess the three relationships.
Yeah, either one or two or all three of the necessary relationships is missing. But if only one is missing, it's still bad logic. Okay.
Boss, you just gave me a list of 5 what?
Oh, these are the topics, I think. Yeah, these are the topics of the whole book. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Cool. Okay. I'm sorry. These are discussion of about deductive perception. Okay.
Okay.
Or the reasons which can produce a deductive perception.
Okay.
And he's racing through the opening verses, which would normally take months. And I don't know if he's going to come back and explain them or if he's just racing through them. If he's racing through them, it's not a word commentary. He's not explaining the wording of the root text. And knowing Geshe Yeshe Wangchuk, he's going to come back and give us word by word. And that's what I use his commentary for. When I need to understand the Pramana Vartika, I always go to Geshe Yeshe Wangchuk. He's the only person in 15 centuries who explained it word by word in a very understandable way. It's an amazing commentary. It's extraordinary commentary. And it's extraordinary that someone in our lifetime has written it. It's very highly unusual, almost impossible. And it's the most difficult one. So how he did it, who knows? But I was just to get sexy, Ben.
Please.
You could find the 5 elements in the first verse if you study it. If you rarowa first on cupsays. Okay, just cupsays.
Great, of course.
I think you can find his 5 points hidden in the first verse, and that I don't know. I just had that. I must have been rarowa, but I think he's hiding them secretly in the first verse. Kind of cool. Okay, cool.
I will look for them.
Yeah, I think we're out of time, actually.
We are.
Okay, you're going to translate the next 3 paragraphs, okay? Nipa, Tambo, Taki.
Okay.
And it's not too hard. It's not hard yet. Okay. It's
Okay.
gonna get ridiculous.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging in there. It's only
Very
about
cool.
5 minutes to go.
Great. That's okay. I'm here to do this. I'd love to finish, but
Just
I'm
make sure
enjoying it.
Ezra knows everything you learn in case we have to switch translators halfway through.
Deal.
All right. Thank you, Word, for teaching so many people. I don't know how you did it, but I'm pretty impressed. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Geshe Michael. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here tonight. Thanks for sharing this place and this space with us all, for learning together, for being here. You're brave and impressive, and it's exciting that we're all here turning our minds towards the objects of truth, and collecting the goodness together of enjoying our time together, which is a great goodness indeed. And Dr. Word, are you standing by and ready to receive your people?
Indeed.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you again. Thank you, Ben.
Bye. See you soon.
All right.
See you on
See you soon.
Saturday. Thank you,
All right.
See
Ben.
you Saturday. My honor. Thank you.